our second episode of BFR Quick Shots.
Quick shots.
Quick shots.
Quick shots.
Can you do a quick shot? I can do a quick shot. I've done a bunch of quick shots. Okay?
I could do a shot right now. I just don't have any shots to do.
True. But we'll do quick beer shots.
Yeah, there we go.
And do one with us. Have one down. But BFR Quick Shots. This is where we basically hammer out a band really quick because either their career was very short or we don't have a lot of cool stories to tell about them.
Right, because maybe half their catalog isn't very good, and we're just going to blow right through it because what's the point in spending a lot of time on something if it's not great?
Would you like to tell them what band we're doing tonight?
Oh, we're doing Seattle's own Alison James.
Oh, ow, kidney! Ow!
Oh, no.
Ah!
No, I'm sure.
My kidney hurts.
I'm sure most of the audience right now, they hear the name Alison James and they probably have like a good feeling because they hit a lot of the right notes. They hit a lot of the right spots in your memory, like
for a minute,
the soundtrack of your life.
For a minute,
way. But
yeah.
Guess what?
Yeah.
Not as good as you think.
Nope.
And in some ways better than you think.
Also true.
We're going to cover all that.
But we're doing a quick shot tonight.
Quick shot.
And tonight is our quick shot. Our quick shot of Alison James. In 1995, when I was still in high school.
I was out of high school.
Of course you were. Of course you were. You already had like AARP knocking at your door, basically.
Actually, I had a college degree by then.
Anyway, let's not talk about like real life. Let's talk about Alison James' life.
Yeah. So what happened again in there in 1995?
In 1995, they released their self-titled album, which is also called Tripod, which is I have known it as since the beginning.
Right,
because there's a dog with like a dumb leg.
Well, he had 3 legs.
Well, because
the dog had only 3 legs.
His one leg was dumb.
It was gone.
Well, a gone leg is a dumb leg. That's a fact.
Sure, wherever it ended up, it is a dumb leg at that point.
Well, it's definitely dumb at that point.
But the dog wasn't dumb. The dog was just 3-legged. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a 3-legged dog. They get along fine.
That's true.
With 3 legs.
It was actually a kind of cute dog, if you remember the cover. It was
well, yeah, and that's
cute little puppers.
Yeah, and
doing his thing.
That was probably the best part about the album.
Wow, you really just went right the fuck in there, didn't you?
I didn't like this one. I didn't like this one at all. It was so disappointing.
Yeah.
Everything that came before this, you wanted something better. You thought they were leading up to something great because greatness came before this album. And then they hit you with whatever this was.
Tripod dog.
This is terrible.
They hit you with Tripod dog.
Terrible. I mean, many people will disagree with me on this one. You even disagreed with me.
Maybe they were only standing on 3 legs at a time or something.
I think they had money and used it all on drugs.
Well, at least Lane Staley did.
Well, he certainly did, because he didn't survive past this album.
I mean, like Mike Starr, was it their bass player?
He's the name that was in the band.
The guy who was like on that show with the guy who was on other thing. I can't remember.
I know Jerry Cantrell. He's the mainstay in the band.
Yeah, and Jerry Cantrell's he's pretty fucking.
No,
great,
he's
man.
great.
He's got a great voice. He made. I mean, well, he didn't make, but with him and Lane Staley, they made that sound that you guys all love.
Right.
He made that like miserable, dirty, dark vocal harmony thing that is pretty much what Alison James was.
Right. They can make a 2-part harmony sound like a chorus.
Yeah,
People singing.
Absolutely.
I mean, nobody did it better then or since.
But not on this album.
A 2-part.
Not on this album.
Oh, they sang great on this album. The problem was the songs were terrible.
And by terrible, you mean just like full of asshole sauce.
Yeah. I thought that was a bat.
bats are real too.
There's no bats in here.
There's no bats in here.
There's no bats in here.
But this album hit a whopping 78% on our list because there was nothing there. There was nothing there that made Alison where Alison James was phenomenal early on in their career. They carried none of it over to this album.
I don't know what they were doing in this album.
They went a completely different direction.
Just every song. They had songs that were drony and took forever, and they never did anything. It just went in from one muddy part into the next muddy part.
Mm-hmm.
And sure, they sang great and everything, but it's so unlistenable.
It was terrible. And I think this might be the band's highest charting album.
Oh, absolutely, because
all of us went out and bought this album based on what came before it.
The day it came out. I was at the mall, at the record store, and bought this thing. I might even pre-ordered it. I don't know. Because what came before this was so good.
Mm-hmm.
This had to be great.
Mm-hmm.
It had to be.
And guess what?
Nope.
They pooed. They pooed on your face. This album is fucking terrible.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple of decent songs.
A couple.
There's a couple of decent songs on
But
there.
when the albums that came before it were so good, this made no sense. Even to a person in 1995 who loved grunge, even though grunge was pretty much dead in 1995.
It was on. It's
All
you can hear the death rattle.
Oh yeah. Anybody was waiting for another of those other albums that we're not going to mention yet. If you were waiting for that album,
You didn't get it.
yeah, bend over, and use some toilet paper on your bloody spots, because that's what this album does to your butt.
I can't disagree. I mean, that was weird.
I'm glad you agree with that, because I made that shit up.
It was sufficiently weird, but I cannot disagree. You pretty much nailed it there.
Yeah. It was a hard album to listen to.
Yeah.
It's a hard album to enjoy, and we didn't. We fucking absolutely hated this when we were rating it. It's a 78. Even that might be a little too fucking high for this album.
It is.
It's not good. And the only thing we can say really about this before we move on to the next album, because there is better than this, is that you probably don't want this. You probably do not want to listen to this album.
You probably have it.
You probably do.
And I hope over time you've learned to appreciate, if that's the correct word for it, how bad it is in comparison to everything that came before it. And to a degree, even everything that came after it.
Yeah.
It's a poor follow-up.
It's a terrible follow-up.
It's a blight.
It's a blight on the landscape of grunge, which is in and of itself a blight.
Yeah, that's saying a lot. So that's Tripod, self-titled.
Yeah.
Don't bother.
Yeah.
If you don't have it, don't bother.
Yep. Self-titled, Alison James. Nope. There's better to come, and you're gonna want to hear about that, and not this.
Right.
So fuck that. Basically.
Yeah. Hang around. We got something better coming up.
Fuck that noise. In 2013, there were fucking dinosaurs.
The devil put them here.
The devil did indeed put dinosaurs here.
Put dinosaurs here.
Yes, he did.
That is a cool album title.
It's a phenomenal album
The devil
title.
put dinosaurs here.
Unfortunately, the album couldn't live up to
No.
that cool of a title.
No, not quite. Not quite there. This is the second album with new singer William Duvall.
Yeah.
Who sounds just like Lane Staley.
Very close.
Like nearly 100%.
Yeah, he's pretty much spot on. He's pretty much spot on.
I don't know where they found this guy, but in order to keep a band...
Probably on YouTube.
Yeah, maybe on YouTube. Probably everybody finds everything on YouTube. You found us on YouTube. Thank you.
Oh, did you?
I hope so, because if we're getting played anywhere else... we should get royalties for that.
That's a good point.
Yeah, we should check into that.
All right.
But anyway, this it didn't work out. Kind of a subpar album.
Nope. It hit a whopping 81% on our list of Alison James albums. I mean, is it good? Yes, it's fucking good. These guys are not slouches.
No, again, the singing is kind of amazing.
It
Jerry
is.
Cantrell,
Absolutely.
new guy, sounds just like old guy.
Yeah.
Amazing
Yeah.
in itself.
But-
Songwriting,
No,
Bad.
the songs are not inspired.
bad songwriting.
It's a band trying to play off of something they did 20 years ago to make a new thing. Well, guess what? That never works.
It's actually a bit of a follow-up to their return
Yeah.
after Lane died,
Yep.
and I don't know.
Yep. Lane died, by the way.
Yeah, he died.
Because we didn't mention that.
After-
Lane Staley died.
after Tripod.
And guess what? Lane Staley, as fucking damaged as that poor motherfucker was, he was a phenomenal singer
Yeah.
and a phenomenal songwriter, and as great as a lot of the later albums without him were, like after Tripod, when they came back and did stuff with Duvall,
Yeah, they did good stuff.
the magic was missing. They didn't have that, and maybe that magic was the fact that the grunge was fucking dead long before Lane Staley was, or the fact that Lane Staley was maybe a little bit of a genius and wrote phenomenal songs, and that's not there anymore.
I don't know what the formula was, but something was off. Something was missing.
Yeah.
It sounded the same,
Yeah,
but it wasn't the same.
exactly.
So,
I mean, we enjoyed it. We enjoyed it 81%. That's how much we enjoyed it.
right. So again, if I heard a song come on from this album, I'd be like, hey, listen to that. It's Alison James.
Right,
They're all right.
right.
But I am never going to listen to this album again.
I am not either.
I'm always going to respect the name of the album, though, because that's good.
Yes. Because
That is good.
that's what the devil did.
He put Dinosaurs
Not the
Here.
Green Jesus. If you remember the Green Jesus from previous
He
episodes,
had nothing to do with
the
Dinosaurs.
Green Jesus didn't have shit to do with it. Maybe these guys did, if you could see them. But we're not going there. We're not going there right now. That's a fucking secret in your face. And the secret that's not in your face right now is the album we just talked about. The devil putting the dinosaurs in your pumpkin.
Right. So,
Go buy it. It's okay. It's not essential.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
So we got more.
Yep, next.
Let's do that.
Okay.
2009, when I was still like in my 20s. Like, you remember being in your 20s? No, you don't, you fucking old bastards. But this album came out when I was still in my 20s. It was also the first album of the reunited lineup.
This is where they found this William Duvall guy who sounded exactly like
Yeah.
him. And
And he did.
he did. He sounded just like him.
He killed it.
So we still have the Jerry Cantrell thing going
Yep.
on. We still have him writing.
Yep.
We have a guy that sounds just like the original singer.
Yep.
They come back after how many years, and they give us
Like 20? Like 20 years?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Or something?
And they give us Black Gives Way to Blue.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
I mean, I don't know. Like,
I have no
black
idea.
and blue, like I punch you in the face and your black gives way to your blue. I made that up. I have
Maybe.
no
I
no
don't-
fucking idea.
I don't know how that works. That's like science or something.
It's a dark album. It's what you would expect from Alison James. It carried on that grunge sound perfectly.
Yeah.
And I think the album did really well, but like doing a rehashed grunge sound in 2013 or 29 or whatever the fuck it was, I don't remember.
It didn't work.
I mean, it works to a degree because it's what grunge fans who followed Alice in the early days. That's what they wanted.
It
Like,
wasn't what I wanted.
it was kind of what I wanted.
It wasn't what I wanted.
It was
So,
dark and fucking miserable and moody.
perhaps I dragged this one down a little more than you did
Maybe.
when we
Maybe.
when we listened to this and rated it. It did all right. It's an 84%. that's, there's probably more listenable on this than not listenable.
Right, yeah.
There's a couple standouts on here that sound great, and there's a bunch of throwaways, in my opinion.
It's true. That's true. There are some throwaways, but, I mean, most bands have throwaways.
But again, the musicianship, the harmonies, the vocals, right there. They got it. I just didn't like some of the songs. Maybe they were too happy. Maybe they were too drony.
I think
they did do the drony thing again.
They did.
They did the drony thing.
They did go back into that drone, and I don't like drony shit.
No.
It's a waste of 8 minutes of your life,
Right.
basically.
If they took like a 4-minute song and played it so slow that it was 8 minutes, and if they just would have sped the thing up and made it a little bit more upbeat, it'd probably be a great song. But they didn't do that.
Right.
And I have no idea why.
For me, I think I liked this one a lot because it was a return of Alison James.
That had merit on its own, sure.
I mean, after the last album, the tripod thing, which shit the bed. It shit the fucking bed. It shit it all over the place. You gotta clean that. You do. But
they don't have to either.
No, you're right, you don't. But it pooed. The last album pooed a little. And this album still poos a little, but
a little less.
At the same right, yeah. At the same time, if you wanted to hear grunge in the 2000s, this is probably the best thing we were going to get because no other grunge bands from the grunge movement were doing full-on grunge albums. Alison James never realized like the grunge was over.
Yeah.
They always did grunge albums.
If you never let go,
yeah,
and this came out, you were in your glory.
Yeah.
99.8% of us let it die.
True. But they kept going.
They did.
They're still going.
They're still going.
They had some great stuff out after it.
Yep.
Maybe we'll mention it. Maybe we won't.
We probably will.
But guess what?
It's kind of our job.
Guess what, you fucking assholes? I've had hiccups. Are you serious? Right now. I've had hiccups for like 3 hours. I'm not gonna let it stop me. I'm gonna fucking bulldoze this shit.
I'm gonna charge right on through.
I'm gonna charge through with my hiccupses.
Right.
This album that we have right now on our list at number 3 in their catalog is their very first album in 1990
called Facelift.
Which I need right now. I need a facelift.
I don't understand the cover on this one. I mean, it's called Facelift, and there's like this blurry thing on there.
Yep. Yeah, that.
Whatever that was, I don't know. But this was good.
It was awesome.
They did a good on this one.
It was absolutely awesome. And a lot of you will always have a different opinion, I think. Like, everybody who's watching this is going to have a different opinion on who started the grunge movement, where it kind of came. And Nirvana's usually going to win that argument.
Yeah.
But
they got the credit for it.
This is 1990. And then, like, you had your Pearl Jam, who also released an album the same year, I think, which is by far their best album, but
10.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was good.
It was phenomenal.
That was good.
It was phenomenal. Look, hiccups? Really? You gonna make fun of me? Are you gonna make fun of me? Look at your fucking face. Seriously. Look in the mirror right now and make fun of my hiccups. Do it. Do it. Go. Now. Go.
I don't have a mirror.
Good. Because you would hate the shit out of what you saw.
I don't disagree, but I will get to watch this later and see me the way they're seeing me right now, and I'm probably going to hate it.
Yeah. Well, no, on camera you look just disgusting. You are so disgustingly fat on camera.
I know.
And I'm like skinny and weird. It's weird. It's weird.
You know, for you, the camera subtracts 30 pounds from me. I
fucking wish it did.
It's a weird thing.
I wish it did.
It is a weird thing.
I wish it did. But before we get overlong, and retarded, like Overlong. That was actually a nickname I had in high school. Like all my ex-girlfriends call me Overlong.
Okay. Facelift is an album by this band that we're doing tonight, Alison James.
Yeah.
And it was actually really good.
It's great.
They're considered part of the grunge thing, but when you really kind of break it down, they weren't typical grunge. They kind of leaned a little more towards heavy metal, hard rock sort of thing. And this album, you can tell. If you listen to this one from start to finish, listen to every single song, you have your really, really good songs. Like We Die Young is on this one. Man in the Box is on this one.
Oh, Man in the Box.
Their greatest song probably ever, at least most well-known.
It's phenomenal.
Bleed the Freak, Sea of Sorrow. That's what brings this album up to where it is in our rating system. But when you listen to the rest of it, you hear some little things that kind of remind you of the hair metal scene.
Oh, yeah.
The kind of glam thing that was going on.
Yeah.
Not grunge.
Yeah, they came in at that time when...
They kind of were a crossover.
This is the same place that we always talk about, I think. Because we kind of have to, with any of these bands that we discuss. You kind of have to talk about that, like, that 80s to 90s crossover. And grunge didn't become big until the very early 90s.
Right.
But a lot of those grunge bands still had little bits and pieces of the hair metal vibe.
Yeah.
From a couple of years before. And which is weird though, because a lot of the hair metal bands that had huge hits in like 1988, once they came back with their next album in the early 90s, they started trying to take over grunge. So it was this weird like crossover thing where nobody knew what was what. Grunge was trying to be a little bit hair metal, fucking hiccups, and hair metal was trying to be a little bit grunge.
So basically, it was everybody trying to follow the money.
Well, you see what I did there? I hiccuped. You see that? You see what I did in my face? My fat.
This whole era was a hiccup, honestly.
That was good. That was good. I like what you just did right.
Thank you.
Right there. You did a thing.
I did a smart.
I liked it. You did a smart.
I did a smart.
You did a smart.
I had a smart.
Which most of the grunge bands didn't do. They were smart for a minute, and they stopped being smart.
Right. And this
isn't one of them.
This was a kind of... Well, it was a half a smart.
It was like 3/4 smart.
For Alison James here.
It was 3/4 smart.
They had the right idea in a lot of places.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they also were kind of relying on something that was dated by this point. But hey, they needed songs for the album. I mean, who releases a 5-song album? Nobody.
Yeah.
You need at least 8, 9, 10 songs to release an album.
Right.
So they put this filler in there, which I can only hope it's filler. The way they did things, and it's kind of dragged it down a bit.
It's still great, but it's a fucking phenomenal album. It really is.
Yeah.
I don't listen to it every day.
No.
But this is the definition of grunge, really.
But I listened to it a lot when it came out.
I mean, especially Man in the Goddamn Box. That dude in a box had a fucking life. In a box. It was a great box, though. A great box. And he lived in it.
And he was happy at it.
It's probably one of the greatest grunge songs ever. Like, it's seriously.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. There was a solo in it, even.
Yeah.
It's what grunge didn't do.
Yeah.
Much. Solos.
Yeah. Grunge didn't have a lot of love for the guitar player, guys. But guess what? Guitar players are assholes.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You didn't know?
I'm just waiting till
you look surprised.
I'm just waiting till
you look surprised that I agree.
I'm just waiting till you take your place in the hierarchy of asshole guitar players.
Oh, I'm not there yet? I'm working on it.
Ass.
I'm in.
Look into it.
I'm there.
Look into the hole. But that was we spent way too much time on that. For a quick shot, we spent too much time on that. But go quick shot that shit. And by quick shot, I mean go listen to the entire album because it's a phenomenal fucking album. Are you really my hiccup still? This is the worst episode ever. I'm not cutting. Not cutting a fucking thing out of this episode.
Not a single hiccup.
Hiccups are real. Okay? Okay? In the early 90s, jar of flizzards. Jar
Flies.
I still have hiccups. Sap and a jar of flies were 2 EPs by this band.
Yeah, we don't traditionally even bother with
No.
EPs.
No, we don't.
They're
significant.
Yeah, they're essential.
They're significant. There's only a few bands we're ever going to rate EPs because EPs are not albums. Hiccups. I'm going to say it every time I fucking hiccups. I feel like a fucking asshole. Okay?
Yeah,
but
sure.
Only a few times are we going to talk about that. Most grunge bands will not have that. I know Queensryche is a band that we're going to discuss later on that their EP is probably one of the most important things in their career. But with Alison James, they had 2 EPs out in between the Tripod album and Dirt.
And Dirt, right.
Which is a thing we haven't even discussed yet. Is it?
No, we haven't. So I wonder where that one's going to place.
I wonder.
You know, since this one, since the EPs are 2, I wonder where Dirt's going to place.
I wonder.
I don't know.
But
we'll figure that out later.
These EPs,
we'll figure that out later.
we kind of fucking just sat down and said, let's do this. And EPs were released separately back in the day, but they also were combined later on,
right.
So you could have like almost a full album of
basically
acoustic tracks for the most part.
Yeah, it's kind of acoustic studio.
Yeah,
Alison James, and it's very good. It's very good. So they combined it into one album. So we decided to treat it as one album.
Yeah,
even though it wasn't released that way originally. So due to their marketing savvy, they get an extra album out of this.
Yep, basically,
and it's good. It's good.
Basically,
pretty good. There's some pretty bad songs on here too. Sure.
There are so very few bands that we will ever rank that have just perfect albums, regardless.
There are very few perfect albums.
So for a band to do 2 EPs back to back that are like damn near like 88%, that's completely listenable. Shut your goddamn face! All right, people in house. I'm not cutting any of that shit. I'm leaving my hiccups in. Okay?
I don't see how you can edit that out anyway. All right, moving right along.
Yes, go.
So, yeah, this is
I'll just sit here and fucking not talk.
You can't leave it up to me. I don't
Ready?
know.
Bernie's going to talk us out of this entire segment. Bernie's going to talk us out of it. So, ready, Bernie? Go!
You hiccuped when you said go.
I did. It sucked. Ready?
It probably hurt.
Bernie's going to talk us out of this segment right now. Ready? Go!
Okay, so EPs combined into one album. They did that for marketing purposes. Worked out for them because this turned out to be pretty good. 88%, is that what we gave it? Yep. 88%. It's almost a 90, which means very, very listenable. Yeah, there's some really good stuff on here. Their acoustic stuff is really, really good. You put their vocals, their 2-part harmonies that I said before sound huge. You know, just even with an acoustic thing, it's good stuff. And it shows. It shines through. It's a decent follow-up to what comes before this. So, I like it. I know.
No, I like it too. I was the kind of the reason why I think we did these, because I knew there was a couple songs I liked, and I think it made sense to do this because we rated it really high. Obviously.
Yeah, and they thought it was a good idea too.
I mean, like Rotten Apple is part of this thing. One of my probably favorite songs, maybe by them. Like some of their acoustics, it was so good you couldn't not love it. It was gold in your face hole, right? I say face hole a lot, but your face hole is sexy to me. Me, not to Bernie, but to me. But this was also this album, and we rambled again. Quick shots, maybe not quick shots, but quicker shots.
So we're gonna wrap this one up.
Yes, right now, with your face. Wrap it up with your goddamn face right now.
Okay, easy. We're done. Go get this one. Next. So we kind of forgot something.
Bernie forgot.
I forgot something. They actually have a new album in 2018.
Yes!
And I don't...
Alison James in
James.
2018.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
And what's it called?
Rainier Fog.
Yeah, see, I didn't want to actually say the word rainier.
I don't even know what that means.
I knew I was going to say
Like,
it.
why is it rainier fog? Isn't it just fog? Like, why do you have to, whatever?
I don't know. I mean, I guess rain and fog kind of go together. Rainier is rainier, like more rain.
Mount Rainier?
Rainier,
Rainier.
I'm just the rainier, like it's rainier in Seattle than it is here most of the time.
In the Skookuses.
Right, and it rains here, sure.
That was for you,
It rained today.
That was for you, Blickers.
It rained here today. But yeah, it's rainier in Seattle.
It's always rainier in Seattle.
And there's probably more fog. So
maybe that's why grunge came from there, because it rains every day of the fucking week and you just want to kill yourself.
Right.
Constantly.
Right. So, depressing.
Good job, Seattle.
Whatever. But anyway, this 2018 release here, wow, probably the best they've done in a long, long time.
No, it was good. It was good.
It almost reminds me of their best one.
Yeah. Well, this was the best of the new version of Alison
with
James.
the new singer,
with the Vol.
Yeah, they finally figured out how to up tempo a song.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah,
and a little bit darker sounding. It's what we wanted from Alison James.
And it ties with the EP at an 88%. It ties with the combination EP that we did.
Yeah.
It ties with that, and I mean, that's saying something right there. That this album was good enough to tie with the classic era of Alison James.
Yeah,
it's pretty fucking great.
Definitely makes you think maybe they're on the right track. Maybe the next one will be even better.
Yeah,
and maybe an even more full return.
Right.
To form.
I hope so.
I found this one to be a little front loaded with good songs.
It was. Yeah, it absolutely was.
It kind of died at the end of the album.
Yep.
But a lot of bands do that.
Yeah, the first half. If you had the A side and the B side of a record, remember those fucking things? Those plastic fucking things? The A side was glorious. Every song was really good.
Yep.
And then you flipped that fucking thing over, and then you went and you got a sandwich. You got a sandwich, you drank a few beers, you didn't pay much attention. The second half of the album was nowhere near as good as the first half of the album, but the first half of the album was fucking amazing.
That second half, you might as well maybe get 2 sandwiches.
Or 3. If you're fat like this guy, you might eat 3 sandwiches in a row.
2 big sandwiches.
And an Arby's sandwich.
Oh. Yeah, they have sandwiches.
Yeah, they do.
They make a sandwich.
I know all about sandwiches. I'm a fucking golden god of sandwiches.
Alrighty then.
But that's why we threw that one in there. And it sucks that we can't talk about it more. It's still pretty new, so we're not extremely familiar with it. But, I mean, I know the singles were really good, which was what drew me into the album. And it's the best of the 3 newest albums by them. And it almost makes you kind of go back to like the early '90s again. It's grunge at its heart. This is what grunge was: miserable, dark, moody garbage.
Right.
It made you hate your life.
Yeah, and it had a tinge of heavy metal in it too.
Yes, yeah.
It wasn't just your straight up Nirvana type grunge. Mm-hmm. It's this is what set them kind of apart from the other grunge bands. Is there was a bit of metal in there too.
Yeah.
There was a bit of actual metal, along with the amazing vocal harmonies.
Yeah.
And guitar solos. Put them a little bit above everything else that was going on.
Yeah.
So now maybe they got it back.
If you don't believe us, I'm going to put a link down below to this. The Music Bank box set. I don't know if you guys ever saw it, have it, whatever the fuck. Had a lot of unreleased songs, a lot of weird stuff. Had a lot of early Alison James stuff. Before like their first album. Go look up Queen of the Rodeo. I'm not even fucking kidding. Go look it up right now.
I don't even know that.
It is. It's basically like Alison Chains does like hair metal, and they do it right, and it's hilarious. And it's about the Queen of the Rodeo. So figure out what that means to you. But we're gonna move on to the next album right now because this is a quick shot, quick shots are meant to be quick, and we fucking didn't do that.
No.
But we're gonna do it now, right now in your face.
So, in 1992, something really good happened with Alison James. They did something that is pretty much perfect.
It's indispensable. This is the album that maybe all grunge albums should be compared to, almost.
And every one of them will pale in comparison because this is about as good as it gets.
Yeah, it really is.
There's not a bad song on this album.
No, they took everything from their first album, and they got rid of like the '80s holdover stuff, and just did a true grunge album. Everything was pretty miserable. All the vocal harmonies were in place.
Totally miserable.
But I mean, like some of the band's greatest songs, and some of the most important songs in grunge as a genre were on this album. Like Rooster. Is Rooster not on this album?
Rooster is on this
Please tell me Rooster's on this album.
Rooster is on this album.
Because Rooster, maybe you're sick of hearing it on the radio and shit like that, but Rooster really is like.
I'm still not sick of that song.
I'm not either. I've heard it 100 times on the radio.
1 billion times it feels like.
Rooster never gets old. It's an importance. I mean, it's Jerry Cantrell wrote it. It has something like it's a nickname that was given to his father.
Yeah,
when his father was in Vietnam, and they called him the Rooster. And I don't know all the history behind that, but it's like it's a meaningful song at the same time as being a heavy, ugly, cool fucking track. Like it's so good. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it.
By the way, the name of the album is Dirt.
Dirt. Like you digging your face holes in the dirt.
And the song Dirt.
Yes.
The title track is great. Well, I mean, it's not like every song on this album.
Right.
We sat here and listened to this and thought, are they actually gonna have a perfect album?
Mm-hmm.
Does this band actually have a perfect album in them?
Yeah.
And they do.
This is the one.
This is perfect. It's not just perfect for grunge.
Yeah.
I'll listen to this album any day, anytime.
Yeah. I mean, and we're fans of power metal. We're fans of thrash. We're fans of a whole lot of things. Grunge is generally not one of the things we're really fans of.
No.
This album stands up on its own as a phenomenal album. The songwriting is top notch. All the vocal harmonies are crazy good.
Yep, great songwriting.
It's. I mean, like I said, we're not grunge fans.
No, but it's heavy. It's dark.
Yeah.
It's well produced.
Yep.
amazing. It's just an amazing album.
It is. It is. It is. If all grunge could have been this, grunge would still be a real thing now.
Right. Absolutely.
If all grunge could have been that album,
a real thing.
Yeah.
Yep. And again, that's why we kind of like their newest one, the 2018 album, because it kind of gets back into this dirt form here a little bit. It's not dirt by any stretch, but if they can keep doing this, if they can write another dirt, then they're getting it right.
Yeah. Write more dirt.
Write more dirt.
Write more dirt, guys.
Write more dirt. I know there's more songs on this that I love. I can't.
There are a ton. There are a ton of songs, and I can't remember titles or anything right now.
The river.
There's a river.
There's a slower one. Is Wood on here?
Maybe.
I can't remember.
Maybe.
But it's definitely this era.
Maybe. It's hard for us to remember a lot of this stuff.
Chair.
Oh, is Angry Chair on here?
It's
Angry Chair is fucking top-notch gold. It's exactly what... I mean, and not what I wanted, because I was a power metal fan even back then. But as far as the grunge movement went, these guys, they were the top. They were the top of the heap. Nirvana had their phenomenal songs. So did Soundgarden. So did the Smashing Pumpkins. So did Pearl Jam. So did Stone Temple Pilots. They all had amazing songs during this time. This is one of the standout albums.
Yeah, but nobody put together an album like this.
No. And certainly not just like that miserable, ugly, sludgy mess that this was. But it wasn't a sludgy mess. It was sludgy and good, in a good way. We talk about sludge sometimes, we don't, oh, that's sludgy. This is sludge done right. This is like...
Wait, I remember Godsmack.
Godsmack is on here.
A whole band...
Yeah.
Was created out of a song on this album.
Yeah, and guess what?
An entire band
that
people know
Yeah.
came out of this album.
They're a real band.
They're a real band.
And guess what?
They're not real good.
Nothing that Godsmack ever did is as good as the song Godsmack.
Yeah.
By Alison James. So now you fucking know. Now you know. We ran that shit down for you. We did our quick shot tonight.
That was a quick shot.
Look what we did. We did a second quick shot. Here's your second quick shot. Now we're in a quick shot you right in the fucking face and tell you to go like our Facebook page and like our fucking YouTube page and subscribe to things.
You can comment and stuff.
Yeah. Please comment. Talk about it. Get your buddies involved. Fucking hang out one night and talk about how stupid we are.
If for some reason you don't think Dirt is a great album and the best they ever did, we'd like to hear about that because you're wrong.